Hello, everybody, and this is the class video for Wednesday, November 17th for English 1101. So today we are going to be going into the brand new Unit 3 folder and looking at what our work is going to be from now through the end of the semester. As you know, we have about 4 weeks to get the semester wrapped up. And the Unit 3 folder is all built around that final assignment, the research paper. So what I want to do is back up just a little bit to let you all know that I have not yet started grading the exploratory essays, but they were due on Monday, and they're not all in yet, which was not a surprise to me because you know, we have been having some difficulty with getting assignments done on time. So I just wanted to put in an extra plug for all of you who are still working on the exploratory essay that you will still get credit for it for turning it in late. There's no expiration date on this assignment except for the final December 22 date, which is the very, very last day for all late work to be turned in. So do not neglect to turn in the exploratory essay, because the exploratory essay is worth a big chunk of your grade, and it's also the basis for the research paper. So getting the exploratory essay done and getting feedback on it will set you up for getting the research paper done, because it serves as your first draft of the research paper. It's a revision practice between now and the end of the semester. So this is not something that you can skip and still pass the class. Now, the point is that without the exploratory essay, there is no research paper, unless you are able to completely switch gears and get an entirely new paper done at the end of the semester, starting from scratch, which is not very likely at this point, considering how much we all have to juggle, right? So please get that exploratory essay in, and please, when you do get my feedback, read it carefully and pay close attention to the feedback, because the feedback is what you're going to be taking into consideration when you're doing your revisions to turn that exploratory essay into a finished research paper. Okay, so that's my big plug for the exploratory essay. For those of you who have turned it in, congratulations to you. I will be getting feedback to you very, very soon. So let's go into screen sharing mode, and I will show you what is new. We're looking now at our class on Blackboard. So what I want to do here is go into content. And here you will see that we now have 3 unit folders. The very last and third unit folder, Unit 3, is right here. So we're just going to open that up. And you can see the research paper assignment is posted, and right now it's sitting at the top of that folder. So let's open up that assignment. So the research paper, we've got several due dates for the research paper. The first due date being the outline and the references page, which is due November 29th. That's this upcoming Monday, okay? So that means that you are going to have to add one more outside source to your references page. Right now we have 2 inside sources and 1 outside source. So you're going to be adding 1 more outside source to your references page. If you need any help finding that source, please let me know and I will help you find it, right? Don't, you know, feel like you're helpless here. I have a lot of ideas, and I can give you guidance on finding that outside source. I'm happy to do that. The first draft of this paper is due December 8th. So you can see here that you've got another opportunity to get feedback. I will be collecting those first drafts and giving feedback to all of you so that by the time you turn in the final draft, December 17th, you will have a chance to revise, correct, focus, elaborate, make cuts, whatever you need to do to get that research paper in final shape, okay? And then the rest of the guidelines and criteria are under that. Of course, it's Microsoft Word, double-spaced, 1-inch margins. You will need a cover sheet for this one, in addition to your references page. So we're looking at 1,900 to 2,000 words, minimum of 2 in-class sources and 2 outside sources. Remember, it says minimum, so that means that if you choose to add extra sources, that's just fine. And we're using APA format for this one. So the research paper is the final major paper in the sequence, and each of you has the choice of whether to keep the same topic and make revisions to your exploratory essay or choose a different topic. I have to say in total honesty that 95 to 97% of students in this class choose to keep the same topic, and it's really practical. Usually people's reasons for this are it's the end of the semester, they've got plenty to do, and it's just a whole lot less work to start from the exploratory essay as your first draft and then add to it than it is to start with a whole new paper starting from scratch. So that's what I really encourage everybody to do. And the other reason, not just for practical reasons, but because the process of revision itself is more than 50% of what writing entails. So I'm going to say that in a different way. More than half of the process of writing is revising. So giving students maximum practice in revision is something I really believe in. So I really encourage everybody to keep that same topic and use your exploratory essay as the first draft of your research paper. But that does mean that you've got to turn in the exploratory essay in order to make this work, okay? So even if you're late on the exploratory essay, we will negotiate deadlines and we will make sure you finish the semester. So there's a little paragraph here, my thinking on keeping the same topic versus changing topics. You can read that at your leisure. Basically, it's just another version of what I just said. The structure of the research paper, like the exploratory essay, will be guided by a central question about your topic. So for this, you can revise the central question that you use for your exploratory essay. You can tweak it a little bit. You can also add another aspect. And I think that's what most of you are going to end up doing, because as you add one more outside source, that means you're adding one more angle on your topic, one more perspective on your topic, maybe another part of that overall subject, right? So you've got a grade breakdown underneath here. And you know, you can study this at your leisure, but it's 10 points for your source choices, right? You also have 10 points for organize your text into at least 2 or 3 paragraphs per page, 10 points for quoting from each source at least once, 10 points for making thoughtful connections between the sources that you use. I'm skipping a few here. 20 points for revising, correcting, and elaborating. So notice this one's probably going to jump out at you because it's 20 points. So notice that I'm putting a lot of emphasis on revising based on instructor feedback. So that means that I'm going to be giving a special attention to whether or not you paid attention to what I said about your exploratory essay. So when you get your grade back on your exploratory essay, don't just look at the number, read the feedback in the grade window, right? So click on the feedback and read that and make sure that it all makes sense to you. And if you have any questions about what I'm asking you to do in terms of revisions, or if I tell you to correct something, I want to make sure that everybody actually pays attention to that and then makes those revisions and corrections. And I want to see them reflected on the research paper. So that's what revising is all about. Obviously, you will probably catch things that you want to change too. You may want to show the paper to someone else whose opinion you value and see what they think about it. There's a lot of ways that you can revise. And we're going to be talking about that in the coming weeks. But notice that the biggest chunk of points is for revising. Obviously, 10 points for submitting on time. And in terms of the APA style, I am mainly concerned with these things: source introductions, citations, and the references page. Okay, so we've already done a lot of exercise on complete source introductions, and most of you seem to be getting that part of it down pretty well. Citations and the references page, that's a little bit more, hit and miss, but we will be turning in the references page first. So that'll give you a chance to make any corrections or revisions in terms of the formatting for that, because that deadline's coming right up. So let's talk about that. The outline and the references page due November 29th. Let me close this out for a second and I'll show you. Scroll down. Upload outline and references page for the research paper here. Okay, so what this involves is you are going to take the references page from your exploratory essay and you're going to add one more outside source to it, right? And you're going to submit that. Now, in terms of your outline for this, you are going to take the outline that you submitted from your exploratory essay, and you're going to revise and tweak that based on that new outside source that you got. Okay, so that's the idea. Also, if you need help finding that outside source, please let me know. I'm going to be after you guys, to get this in. You've got all weekend. Right now is Wednesday, so you have from now until Monday to find another source, right? So that's like a good 4 or 5 days that you can work on this to find one more article about your topic, and then add that to your citation, and then add another piece to your outline that reflects how you're going to use that source, right? We will talk about this again on Monday, but for right now, know that you can start looking right now for another article on your topic, right? So start searching, go to the City Tech Library to search there, go on the internet, find another outside source, another article, and you're going to add that to your references page. So references page and research paper due on Monday. Okay, there will be more about that in the next class video, and I'm also going to include a little instruction sheet for you. But I have no illusions that that anybody's going to be wanting to submit it between now and Monday, considering how many exploratory essays I'm still waiting for. Let's put it that way. So, but you can start looking for that source right away. Okay, research paper assignments. So that's the first thing here. Now, the other thing that we've got is this is actually due tonight. So this is a short assignment due tonight, and it's the reading assignment from They Say, I Say. So this is chapter 8 in our textbook, and there is an exercise on the last page of that chapter. So the exercise is from They Say, I Say, chapter 8, the chapter called As a Result, and it's on page 116. Choose option 2 for this one. So they give you 2 exercise options on page 116. We're picking option 2. And option 2 asks you to select one page of your own writing and underline or highlight all the transition words and phrases, and then submit that. You're going to submit one page of your exploratory essay, right? So that's all written down in the instructions. So select one page from your exploratory essay and underline all the connecting phrases and words and upload that page here. Please choose yellow to highlight the words. The reason I'm asking people to choose yellow is because sometimes my monitor cannot process darker colors very well. And so the writing is very difficult to read if you highlight in different colors. So please choose yellow because my monitor never has any problem with reading yellow, reading text through a yellow highlight. It's not a problem. Upload this as a single Microsoft Word page. So once again, we're going to find that chapter right here. So the PDF version of our textbook, They Say, I Say, is always going to be between the syllabus and the Unit 1 folder under content. All right, so it doesn't move, it stays here. And you're going to find chapter 8. Right? So these are the parts, these are the chapters. Chapter 8 as a result. It's in part 3. Click on that, chapter 8 as a result. And zooming in, we're going to, you see it starts on page 101. You're going to read from page 101 to page 116. You can see that there are 2 exercise options, exercise 1 and exercise 2, right? Exercise 2, this is the one we're going to do. Read over something you've written, and in this case, something you've written, right, is 1 page from your exploratory essay. Read over something you've written, 1 page from your exploratory essay, with an eye for the devices you've used to connect the parts. Underline all the transitions, pointing terms, key terms, and repetition. So if you're not sure what these things refer to, transitions, pointing terms, key terms, repetition, that's because you need to read the chapter first. You're going to have a very difficult time doing this exercise if you don't do the reading. But the good news is it's only 15 pages of reading, okay? It's going to go fast. And the great thing about it is that it's really got a lot of useful stuff in it. So look at these really useful lists, like a cheat sheet that you can use for phrases to connect things in your text, ways that you can show cause and effect, comparison, contrast, right? How you can draw a conclusion, how you can elaborate. You know, this is stuff that I'm always telling you to do in the feedback. Please elaborate on this. I need more information, or give me another angle on this quote that you've quoted. If you need to add more information, or if you need to give an example, right? So it's very useful, and it's something that you can take to other classes, not just mine. You can use these skills in other college writing. So that's the exercise. It shouldn't take you very long, all right? So that's the work between now and Monday. So I'm gonna close this out. Now, once again, to wrap up, the work between now and Monday is read chapter 8 of They Say, I Say, do exercise 2 using 1 page of your exploratory essay as your exercise page, and upload that by the deadline, right? So you got to upload that by the end of the day today, all right, or by midnight tonight. Should not be too difficult. You can just get to work on that right now. The other thing is, after you're done with that, start looking for another article for your research paper. So that means you've already done the bulk of the work of that research paper if you've done the exploratory essay, but you need to add 1 more source, right? That's what you need to do. And then revise, correct, do all that great stuff of elaborating and focusing so that it's really in good shape. So that's what we're going to do. So in the next class video, I'm going to cover the assignment for turning in a revised outline and a revised works cited sheet for your research paper, which is really a revised exploratory essay. Okay, so it's all about revision for Unit 3. So that's it. And I will talk to you guys on Monday. Everybody have a good day.